G'day everybody and welcome back to some more Stationeers, and today is going to be a bit different to the last few weeks because I'm going to be here on my own. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be here on my own for the whole thing because it's currently just after 5 AM here, and that means the likelihood of either of these two waking up spontaneously is incredibly low, but it's due to some IRL stuff that I need to do today. So I thought if I started this early, I can actually get most of a normal stream in before I have to go. Which kind of works out. I mean, Capac could spontaneously still be awake now, but would never wake up now. Unless he had a flight. That's the only reason I can think of. So I was trying to think today about what to do around here. And one thing I was thinking of doing was, well, I'm able to fully focus, so maybe I can fully focus on actually fixing Capac's lungs. You know, the thing that I'm worried about, and for some reason he's not. But I think he's not worried about it because he doesn't understand it. Oh. Hang on. It does say there's... Huh. It does say that there's some liquid, but it definitely isn't working. Is it saying... Cryogenic liquid must be below 130 Kelvin. Cool. Didn't he die several times to technically be okay? No. No? Capac's only died... Canonically, Capac has only died once. Because the death where his body bag shot out of the exhaust hole and he became like the manhole cover in the nuclear bomb experiment, that one got wound back because I felt, and you guys agreed, that Capac's frustration was less funny than... Well, he'd reached a level of frustration where if we forced him to keep playing, he probably wasn't going to keep playing and it was going to have to be forced. So it was best that we just go, yep, that's... Let's not enforce the rage quit. We'll just roll back, keep everybody happy. Because he'd done such a good job designing that furnace system, and it was just him not understanding something yet. And so it was a learning experience. So it was fine. It was the right thing to do. And yeah, I agree, Johnny. It's not really, he wasn't really going to be doing anything new. He was going to be doing the same build again, but trying to remember it. Which, you know, in an environment where you're trying to actually learn, isn't a bad thing, but it does feel a little bit too much like formal education for me to believe that Capac would, let's say, be inspired to actually follow through on it. How far did he... Oh. Capac actually got quite a long way with his trade thing. Nice. Like, the tiny vending machine isn't typically Capac choice, but I actually kind of like it. Because the giant vending machine's just... Yeah. But he's actually got to the point he can contact them with the dish terminal. He's doing really well. And this is what I mean. I don't think Capac would have gotten to this point if we hadn't have rolled back. It needed to happen. So the fact that he's got this trading system that is terribly arranged, but you know, whatever. It'll be fine. We can do a better one, but he doesn't know what all the pieces are, so didn't know how to fit them together. Just fair enough. Alright, so what I was going to do is have a look at what things are going on here. So what I wasn't understanding, and just with the number of things going on with everyone else around, what I wasn't understanding with this system was how to apply the next stage of cooling. So this concerns me a little bit, that this says the pollutant is trying to freeze. I don't think it's a huge problem though. Because it's not causing any pipe stress and there's only 10 kilopascals of pressure there. So I don't even know if there's enough pressure for that pollutant to actually freeze. But also, there isn't enough there to produce any frozen pollutant because it's not enough moles. I don't know if that matters. But yeah, this has worked quite well. What I need to figure out now is, I'm guessing what I do from here is I simply do the same loop, but with nitrogen in it. So we have another cooling loop that's identical to this, that's shuttling more thermal energy from this system into this one to go out. Is there any reason that shouldn't work? So we're just using the phase change of nitrogen to do it, and there is overlap. What is the temperature I'm actually at, though? Am I in the overlap zone? Minus 134. Almost press H from Vintage Story to bring up my Stationpedia. Nitrogen compared to pollutant. Use Celsius because that's what I was looking at. Okay. So we've gotten... Wow, we've gotten well into the nitrogen. Huh. How am I doing this? How have I pushed pollutant so far along its phase curve? I think I'm actually operating in this phase change. I'm doing stuff like here. That's weird. That's... So I'm sublimating as my phase change. Huh. Weird. So I've achieved breaking physics, so that's cool. Great. There's a part of me that's wondering, how cold is this going to go, and is it just going to keep getting colder and colder? But there's another part of me that's looking at this going, the amount of liquid in this is increasing. So the evaporation chamber is filling up with liquid because the liquid can't evaporate because it's not warm enough. So, the only cooling that is happening now is, I think, radiation into space, which can get to absolute zero in this game, I think, or effectively. So, now what I'm trying to think of is, I think what I need to do to get this all to work is move where my storage is so that I can fit another phase change loop in here. So everything's a bit weird. So I didn't really arrange this with 2 phase change loops in mind. Just going to clean this up a little bit so that I can hopefully figure out a way to get this to work without it being ridiculously confusing. Because right now what I've got is the cold gaseous nitrogen in these pipes here, the liquid nitrogen there, but what I actually need to do is not have the liquid nitrogen in those pipes. I need to pump it all out and get that into a phase change loop, which would make the most sense to put along the wall here and then have the storage come over here. So I'm thinking I might just move it. Now this should be empty, pretty much. Yeah. That's all pretty cold because it's just on the thing. Purge valve isn't going to work anymore. So yeah, I should just be able to disassemble all this stuff on the wall and start using some of that equipment. Thank you, Sisu. Thank you for 3 years. Thank you, Taz. Thank you for 50 months. Thank you very much. And Folded, thank you for the 100 bits. More time to prank Capac. You guys will have to think on that one, see what I can do. What is up with Reggie and ignoring Barabaz? It's so weird. Reggie, you glorified stove. I don't understand. Would adding 2 more radiators help it cool more? I don't know. In terms of cooling the nitrogen, no. In terms of cooling this cooling loop more, I don't know. The reason I say I don't know is I don't know what the average temperature in a day-night cycle is on Mars. Because these radiators are open day and night, which means during the day they get warmer, during the night they get colder. And at night it gets down to minus 47. But in the daytime, I can't remember what the maximum temperature is, like 7 or 8? So I don't know. And thank you, Johnny. Thank you for 35 months. And thank you, Chiquita Seal. Thank you for a very confusing thing, but thank you for whichever the sub was actually. And thank you, Dog, for the Prime sub. Twitch got confused by that. Alright. Whoops. That was close. Yeah, it could be mobile Twitch. That's still weird. Twitch mobile thing, if it is. That would be a thing. Okay. So I'm thinking... Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think I have an idea. I think what I might do is I'm going to move these 2 condensation valves over to, say, here, where I'll hook them up to a new liquid pipe system. That new liquid pipe system will contain the liquid nitrogen, just so I can move it and rearrange stuff without accidentally leaking any of it. Yeah, I figured this wasn't going to be happy. But that should have pushed the pollutant across. Or not. Minus 186 degrees Celsius. How did I do that? How? How does that happen? Oh. I got too excited. I'm breaking physics left, right, and center. Well, I just don't know. There's a part of me that instead of doing what I was just saying to do, where I was going to try and squeeze the cooling in here. Can I even do that? I can make this setup can be one small block smaller. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need 11 blocks. And I don't think I've got enough depth here to align it up there, so I don't think I've actually got enough space. I think I have to move the whole lot. Because I don't really want to cram them in opposite each other where I can't really look around. I like having a bit of space around these systems to be able to check on them and see what's going on. Is the counterflow heat exchanger one level? Oh, I suppose I could do that. What I was trying not to do, and what I've been trying to do with this setup here, was I kind of liked that this made our base have this, like, functional thing hidden in the gaps between the different buildings. And I quite liked that. So I was kind of leaning towards keeping it that way. But I guess the other thing I could do is pop it through the wall. I don't have anything underneath the cryotubes right now. Why not a cooling loop full of... Like, why not a nitrogen cooling loop? Oh, fair enough. I could go even further. I could go a block further down. That could also work. Block further down or move it inside. Might move it inside, because then I've got access to all my production stuff. Alright, if we're going to do that, then what I need to do is... try and remember what's out here, but poke this through the wall. So I've got access to both the nitrogen gas and to the nitrogen liquid. Because then I can disconnect and move things around inside. Oh, leather boy, that really sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. You're a good girl. Against verticality? So verticality has some challenges with actually looking at the values. I'm not against it here, really, except that this is ground level, so I just kind of liked that you just walk straight on. And yeah, since I've got no bad gases inside, it kind of... there's some neatness to having the nitrogen lines inside and the pollutant line outside. Because the temperature exchange medium between this loop that I'm about to build and the loop that already exists is going to be nitrogen as well. So there's going to be nitrogen between a nitrogen cooling setup. So the only thing that can explode out there is nitrogen, which the worst it's going to do is freeze the base. And, I mean, that could be pretty bad. It could be cold enough to actually freeze the whole base, but I suspect it won't be. I suspect the base is large enough that it would take more than the amount of nitrogen we have to do that. What do I need? More copper. Excellent. Look at all that copper up on the wall. It's almost like I asked Capac for it, knowing what was happening. Safety doors? Look, if we weren't using the tube corridors, I would probably consider safety doors. But honestly, I I just don't feel like there's much risk with this cooling loop at all. Which may be a massive blind spot for me. Totally, there could be some risk I'm not seeing, but I just really can't see a risk with it. We're working in a range of temperatures the nitrogen is well suited for. It's in the middle of its phase change curve. I'm struggling to see a problem. No, the popsicles are popsicles, so they don't freeze. I mean, they don't starve, they don't suffocate, they just exist. They exist with their arms slightly embedded in their abdomen.
Hydration critical.
I, on the other hand, need to eat and drink. Where would I like to put this? That's where the nitrogen gas is going to come in. That needs to be removed, so along this wall makes some sense. It's going to be a bit annoying if I place it too close to that end, so I can, because I want to be able to bring that wire up, around, and down. So if I place this here, that should be fine. So we need... This is gonna be a bit weird, but whatever. Evaporation chamber. Condensation chamber. Yeah, we'll go there. And I need, now, a counterflow heat exchanger. Lydia, we're gonna get a long Stationeers stream and you're splitting it again. Also did hear mention building the secret tunnel in Ares. I jokingly said that we would build the secret tunnel. Because now I'm baiting everyone who keeps telling me to do it. Today's stream will likely be closer to the usual length, but will be just me today. We are starting... The stream has started almost 3.5 hours earlier than usual. But I have a very specific time, a very hard limit on when I have to leave today. So, heat exchanger. So, that is the time when this will finish. It's interesting. This is kind of almost a little trial for me for thinking about how I might, assuming that I haven't completely changed up how I do things by this point, but like by the time Toby goes to school, because he'll be going to school then 5 days a week, and if I'm taking him to school, am I going to wake up early and stream before taking him to school? Is that a thing I would do? There are a few things like that I'm like, huh, maybe I would. I think that's the one I want, and that way around. But yeah, like, I get up super early, I stream, and then he sorts himself out until I come inside, and then we have breakfast, then he goes to school. Well, at least when it comes to primary school, we live very nearby the school that he would probably go to. No. Takari's stream right after he goes to school would be a very late stream. That would be like a Capac time stream. That'd be very late. You know what I need before I get building down here? I need to put this light in. And I may as well come off that light. Cable. So that is for lights. Ah, how nice is that? How nice is that? Now, Onyx, I'd rather him get there alive, thanks. And also, ugh, musk. If only the light was centered. Did I really? I wasn't even trying to do that, but did I really just place it slightly off? I did. Oh, so good. So good. Perfect. Skills. Yeah, I wasn't even looking. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do the good thing, the thing that everyone tells me to do, that I need to get better at doing. I'm gonna put a light in early. And I was just so fixated on the fact that I was doing the right thing that I didn't even think that I was doing the right thing the wrong way. But yeah, we're talking something in. Hang on, it'd be minimum 2 years away, so who knows what's going to change between now and then. But it's the sort of thing that I put thought into long before I actually need to. Well, those. Alright, so. Let's get all the piping done. Come on. Okay, so that should be all the liquid pipe I need. Then I'm going to need to... That's going to be my pipe that goes to the nitrogen storage. This is actually going to be the nitrogen storage pipe. And I need to set up the nitrogen storage quite differently to what I had before, because I need to be able to keep cooling the liquid as well, rather than just draining off the liquid once it is a liquid. So I'm going to, this time I think, have a heat exchanger between the liquid and the gas, as well as the liquid drain, so that the liquid can drain into the liquid pipe, but the liquid pipes get cooler because of the heat exchange with the gaseous side. No, Kazuma, this is actually an early stream. This is this is early. It is 5:45 in the morning. Right here. It is early. I need more pipes. Oh, there is a storm. I was just about to go outside and get the pipes, which I think I'm going to do anyway. Oh, mate. Oh, no, it should be alright. I'll be alright. She'll be right. But yes, it did coincide with the US changing to daylight savings. It's true, I did not do the wind power, but we don't need it right now. I'll show you why. Look at these two big batteries. When the dust isn't obscuring it, they've got a lot of power. See you, Lessigo. Thank you so much for the 1,000 rainbow unicorns. Just remember, everybody, this is not going to be the routine time. This is just for this week. Things will change again. It's going to be it's always such an annoying time trying to do all the time changes and things. Just keep looking at the Twitch schedule. I will endeavor to be as diligent as possible in keeping it up to date. Oh, there's not much pipe there. I thought there was more. Alright. Well then. That's certainly a thing. Is there any... Oh, there's a bit of pipe here I can rip up, rather than printing some new stuff. Look, it's true that there would be still probably some benefits to a wind turbine, yes. However, I feel like sometimes the people who are suggesting these things are the same people who tell me off for getting distracted all the time, and they're the ones providing me with a distraction. It's almost like all these games have a huge number of different things you could be doing at any particular time, and there's no way to know which one's the right thing to do. Really. Because it's so context dependent and everything. Put up a single wind turbine, but don't connect it just to wind people up. I just want you to immediately blow the cables in a storm and not figure it out for 4 hours when everything dies from no power. Yeah, I'm... Oh, I haven't actually checked this. I'm gonna check something quickly. Super heavy cable is Electrum and Constantan. So, I think before I go heavily into any wind turbines or into massive power upgrades, I will be upgrading the mains cable to, well, at least the power delivery cable to the batteries with ultra heavy cable. Oh! Speaking of messing with Capac, blowing a pipe is probably one of the things I could do today. Putting an exploded pipe somewhere so that the guys don't know why it's blown. How far down the list is putting in stackers? You know how lists have a number of items? Stackers is n+1. That's how low down the list it is. Oh, I liked doing Larry. I felt really proud of myself for managing Larry. I actually, like, it may not have seemed it at the time, but I actually really liked that. I remember it fondly because I actually figured it out. I made a system that worked. By some miracle. Oh, come on, game, let me place. No, stackers do have to come before floors. I'm not that belligerent. I'm not gonna put as tempting as it is, I'm not gonna put floors in, then rip said floors up to put stackers in. I'm not that bad. Have I actually ever done stackers on the last episode of a series? Have I actually ever done that? I think I've always had them in before then. Usually the time that stackers come is when I'm like, all right, now I'm putting in a proper production room. That's normally when I do it. Okay, how... I guess just a basic pump would be a simple way for me to transfer the nitrogen across, or do I transfer the liquid nitrogen in? Maybe I do the liquid nitrogen in. I'm trying to think of a tidy way of transferring the... Because what I want to do is get the liquid nitrogen out of this pipe, completely empty it, and have just enough nitrogen in this pipe to be a heat transfer. And I'll have to rework the piping outside, I think. Yeah, stackers are definitely a quality of life thing. Liquid nitrogen pool. I think you could. I think you could. You have to keep the room pretty cold to keep it at a not dangerous pressure. So it'd have to be below... It'd have to be around... I mean... I think padded... Is it... Padded walls can... If you want windows on the swimming pool, you need it below 200 kilopascals. So it'd need to be 108, like probably closer to minus 200 to be safe. That's cold. I'll hook up the cabling first, then I'll figure out the rest of this. I need these devices hooked up regardless, and the more I put down, the harder this is going to be to place. At a pointless pipe loop across Capac's oven that is completely unconnected and will confuse him. See, if I felt like I had lots of time and there weren't other more useful things or more fun things to do, there is a not so small part of me that is tempted to replace Capac's logic chips with an IC10 script. Just because. Or, like, not for any particular reason. Not because it's better or worse, just because it's different. Or just move his whole trade setup in the exact same relationship to each other, but just move it a bit further away from the base to where I would have placed it. See, the beauty of Capac being told things on Artworms is that Capac won't read chat. What was I coming here for? Oh, that's right, I was going to change into my suit and go and get the cable that I know is outside. Do we have advanced tablets yet? No. Do we have hard suits yet? No. Could I probably do them today? Yes. Am I going to? Probably not. But yeah, what I'm thinking is, like, pull this up and move it over to here, but with the exact relationship to itself that it currently has, just on the other side of the stairs. So it's not doing anything to harm his setup or what he was doing, it's just to move it further away so that this area out here remains open enough that if I wanted to make it enclosed, I could. But the one of the things that I'm kind of liking about Capac building where he does is it's going to make our base have that haphazard sprawling nature if I just adapt to where he's put things. So there's a part of me that's like, maybe I shouldn't do that, even though there's a part of me that wants to do it to troll him. There's a part of me that wants to do it to make things neat. And I'm like, but maybe I embrace it and make this have a different feel. The trader is not ready. There's a piece missing. Otherwise, I would totally bring a trader down, and he hasn't plugged any of the things in yet. So I don't want to take that success away from him. Because I think Capac will get it. And I've got plenty of stuff to do anyway. It's not like I'm running out of tasks that are important. I'll repaint the buttons. Okay, that feels more right. This is the problem with pranks. It's a very delicate balance. And it's so easy to get them wrong. It's just so easy. And I wouldn't want to get it wrong. Okay. If you go the liquid nitrogen working today, you're going to start on rocketry. I'm probably going to move the greenhouse before rocketry, I think. I want to move the plants out of the way of the corridor. It's starting to annoy me. I'm just going to join that up. So that needs to join up. Yeah, it has to be funny but not harmful, exactly. And that's a tricky thing to get right. There are plenty of things you're like, that would be so mean. And then you're like, that's the problem. That would be so mean. There's also conflicting goals that I have. Like, Capac and I have been friends for a very long time. Messing with him is just the sort of thing that he would do to me. But there's also, I kind of want him to enjoy himself here. It's arguably self-serving, but I do actually want Capac to have some fun. Because I want to keep playing. I brought this out from the wall because I want to be able to see the pipes. I don't want them hidden in the wall for this. Oh, I need to go back outside again. There are some pipe utility kits that I want to get off the wall. An unconnected loop of pipe with an exploded piece mixed into his pipe spaghetti. Yeah. Inherited Drake, I don't know if we're going to attempt the approximately up challenge that the dev has set. I don't know how far we'll get when we play it tomorrow. But yeah, for those of you wanting, feeling like you're going to miss out on the cooperative stuff this week, I'm not even dragging, they're both quite happy to do it. Capac and TFE are going to play approximately up with me tomorrow. Before the demo is down in a couple of days. Do you need to do pipe utility kits anymore for volume since the tank's now that role? Yeah, because pipe utility kits are smaller than a tank. I don't want a full-on tank. If I had a full-on tank, I'd never get any liquid nitrogen because I wouldn't have the pressure. I want small tanks, and these fill the role of small tank. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think. Maybe not. I really like that. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna move those. What's the volume of the 3x3 utility kits? I think it's 1,000. Or is this 360? 360, sorry. Way off. Way off. Okay, so condensation valve there. Need to get some more pipe kits, and I need to move those across one more block because the pipe itself is going to be in front, and that's going to make me annoyed. I'm trying to do things neatly because this is trying to be final design, not just let's make something that works. This is intended to be, this is going to stay here forever sort of design. This is my phase change equivalent of, hey, we're going to put stackers in. What's the max pressure of a pipe? 60 megapascals before it pops. And now everything has, all of the connected tanks and everything, they all have that same max limit. As I understand it, the way that a pipe network breaks is there is a random spot in that network that is chosen for the rupture. And that random spot could be the tanks, but I'm not sure. I think there might be something that's slightly... I think because the tank itself is only one item, even though it's big to us, mentally it feels like it's got a smaller chance of popping because there are more pieces of pipe, even though they visually take up less space and mentally take up less space in the way we would internally calculate it. And then liquid pipes have a 6 megapascal breaking point. Is the learning curve to Stationeers tougher than Space Engineers? It's different. It's different. I think one of the toughest things about Space Engineers is that more of the rules feel arbitrary. Stationeers feels arbitrary in the way that the real world feels arbitrary. Whereas Space Engineers feels arbitrary in its own unique fashion. But Space Engineers, you've got time, you got ample time to think about things. So I think they're different more than one being necessarily easier or more difficult than the other. They're mostly just different. And they suit different people as well. There's a lot of crossover, like myself, I love both. But wow, there's some salty people about each game in the other games' discords. Ooh. But it's okay to like both things. It's okay to dislike a thing. Doesn't... It's okay. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Shadow Drake. Stationeers has more urgency if something isn't right. There's more... I need to fix this now. Because this is a systems-based game. I would say, for a lot of people, weirdly not myself, but for a lot of people, there's probably a greater crossover in the way you have to think about the game between Stationeers and Factorio than there is between Stationeers and Space Engineers. Because Factorio and Stationeers are both systems games. You are designing systems and trying to make them efficient, effective, etc. That's not really Space Engineer's thing. You're designing things that once they do the job, to make it more efficient, you make it bigger. That's not really more efficient, that's just, it's just being made bigger. Okay, so I need to get this pipe connected all the way over to these, because that's where it's actually going to connect to. And that means I want to probably put a couple of these across the floor to connect up. Like so. My only gripe with Stationeers is analysis paralysis. You need to focus on something to make progress. Yeah. So, actually, in terms of recent games I've played, I think the two that have the most in common are Stationeers and Vintage Story. They have a wild amount in common with one another. Just wild amount of stuff in common. The systems in Vintage Story are even more vague than the Stationeers ones. The Stationeers ones, you have ways to interpret them and look at them, but the systems I'm talking about in Vintage Story is like the way you have to do your farming and manage your crop cycles and all these sorts of things, and there's stuff, and there's always a you element in them, whereas Stationeers, you can automate them. And it's the automation where the two would diverge, but there is still some mechanical automation you can do in Vintage Story. But just in terms of the way that the games make you feel by there just being so many options of things you could do next, and all of them having a somewhat valid argument to being what you do next. And while there are times when I'm playing on my own and not for stream or not for content where that sort of feeling sucks, I love that for a streaming game. Because I love having so many options that I can just be like, you know what, today I'm going to do this. Tomorrow I'm going to do this. Next day I'm going to do this. And them all being technically valid for their own reasons. And there just being so many different ways to play. Whereas I've struggled with games that have you need to do X to do Y to do Z to do A to do B to do C, etc. If it's in a very rigid order, I might have fun with that once, but I'm not going to have fun doing it again. And I think that's where I struggle with factory games, because you have to do those things, and then you have to do them again but better, and then do them again but better. And the but better bit for me is so marginal because I'm not good at that stuff that I go, it's not going to be that much better. And I guess that kind of even ties, if I'm really thinking about it, that even ties into my preference for an immersive sim like Deus Ex versus a linear game like what were they called? I had it in my head. The ones that were set in post-nuclear USSR, Eastern Europe sort of states. There were people laud those games. Like they always talk about them as Metro. Yes, thank you, Metro. Yeah, like, such a heavily lauded game, but is so on rails. And I just could not get into it. I was just like, I clearly don't have any choice here. Clearly don't have any agency whatsoever. And yeah, same with Half-Life. I couldn't get into any of the Half-Life games because they're so on rails. I'm like, people love these games, and that's great, but I'm just like, nah, thanks. I'm good. Speaking of decision paralysis, this is analysis paralysis in a nutshell, is me trying to figure out which way to move nitrogen into these new pipes. I should just pick one, do it, and be done with this, but I'm constantly like, but what if I, but what if I, but, and not getting anywhere. So let's just do something. Purge valve in. What is the pressure in this pipe? Because I don't want to lead it off too quickly. 3.7 megapascals. Let's just increase that up to close to that mark. So I can try and control the pressures in these pipes. And we are currently operating at minus 126. Okay. And realistically, I don't want the pressure to drop below probably 20 kilopascals anyway. Alright, so we'll set this to 20. Set that to 20, turn it on. Set this to, I guess, there's no real, is there? Other than pipe creaking, I can't think of a reason to worry about how high this is set, but I'll just set it to 4,000. So that should avoid any pipe creaks. You think I got the phase change devices backwards? No. This is an evaporation chamber. Yes, I do. Yes, I do have back to... Oh. That's thankfully easy to change, though. Yeah, how did I do that? My brain. Sometimes. Hand drill. Shedrick, I'm glad you said that then when I was actually paying attention to it, rather than at another time when you probably already did say it. Yeah, I should have the evaporation chamber at the end that's supposed to be cooling stuff, rather than at the end that's... Thankfully, the machines have the same ins and outs, so you can just swap them. So I just put the evaporation chamber there. And I put the condensation chamber here. Easy. Yeah, I was thinking about earlier, I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure I put these around the way that makes sense. And in my head at the time, it made sense, but as I looked at it then, I'm like, yeah, as you said it then, I was like, hang on, this isn't right. $4,020. Okay. Cool. I'm going to turn these on. And I'm going to plug this in. And then we'll start getting pressure into the various spots and hopefully don't burst anything. Oh! Oh, that's something I'd really like to do. Yeah. Okay. Once I've got this system working, I need to... Well, I'd like to put pipe meters on all of the pipes, on all the segments. So on the liquid segments and on the gas segments between all of these things and on the bits between, so that we can walk up to these systems, not need to get the tablet out and just look and see what the values are. I'd really like to do that because I think it's useful, but it looks cool because you have all these meters and things showing stuff. I don't know if meters display temps if you hover over them. I don't know. But yeah, the gauges they just look cool. Okay, so we're at 335.50. Let's get this out. Turn you on. That's probably enough for now. Turn you off. Condensation chamber is building in pressure. And this pipe network is now empty. Cool. Let's keep going. Oh, it's emptied again already. We've got some liquids going in. Got some gas coming out. Okay, so now I need to connect up. What I might do, this is going to be weird for a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. Do I need to rotate the counterflow? Maybe. I'll check that in a second. I'm actually just going to link these up for now. Just so I can get a good volume of nitrogen in this, because these lines are actually going to have... I'm going to need to bring gaseous nitrogen in here twice. Although maybe this line I should poke out that wall and run it around to the nitrogen, because then I don't have to cross the floor. Yeah, I should do that. That's another thing for after this, once we get this working. Before we get too excited though. Let's turn that off for a moment. Then... so I'll have that, and now I need to make a heat exchanger. Can I get out of here? Yes. Alright, heat exchanger. So I want a direct heat exchanger this time. Could I get away with it? Oh, I got a big one. Now, I was talking to one of my friends who really loves Factorio, and we were like, this is another person who I've been friends with actually longer than Capac, and he and I were talking about it, and one of the things that we kind of came to as an idea for how Stationeers gets me when it's got the same sort of, when it's got some similar elements to what Factorio does, but Factorio doesn't grab me in the same way, was the idea that... oh, super large. Oh. I didn't know these existed. That's cool. That would have been better on Venus. Anyway. It was the idea that we have multiple possible solutions here, and the exact correct answer is obfuscated. So I like that Stationeers hides the absolute correct answer from you. That it gives you numerous options for how to get it right. Whereas in games like Factorio or Satisfactory and things like that, there is a more... While there may not be a complete, absolute, this is the correct way, there is a more correct way. There are ways to more clearly define that. And that suits him quite well. That's his preferred way of doing things, whereas my preferred is more... I'd like to feel that I've done the right thing even when it's not the perfect thing. And I'd also like to not know. And it's very possible that some of that comes from the fact that I play this stuff live on stream. And there are very real advantages to things not having an absolutely correct answer when you are playing on a live stream. And I think that's also where Space Engineers suits me to a T too, because Space Engineers has no correct answers. There are more efficient ways of doing things, but it's so easy, and this is kind of where I flip the script on how I used to think about these things. It's so easy that I wouldn't want it to become harder as a default experience, because then it would make certain things the correct way to do stuff. Like my idea with when I do my tutorials in Space Engineers is to teach people a way, not the way. Unless we're talking about P. Then it's the way. I really need to work out how to time out people in Twitch chat when I make those comments. Just for my own fun. You're trying to convince your son to let you... Listen here, I love the flipped script there, that you have to convince your son to let you watch something, not the other way around. Alright. What have we got in pipes now? This pipe has stuff. This system needs more, because there's... Yeah, I need more gas in that. Alright, let's drop this down a bit further. Turn that back on. That pressure up. I mean, is there pee in Stationeers? There is polluted water after you have a shower. Uh-oh. Oh no. Dang it.
Temperature low.
Dang it. Tell Oliver to let me watch. I beg you. Come on, Oliver. You can let him watch. Oh. Is that all evaporated now? Is it warmed up enough down here? And this is why we reverse the flow exchange before we get too excited about doing things. Because it was blocking anything from going through. Whoops. Just give that a tiny bit of extra volume because it's so small. Let's try that again.
Hunger caution.
Pressure is rising. Okay. Okay. We're doing things. Temperatures are rising across the board around here, so that's to be expected though, because I'm sort of... This loop is poorly arranged right now. So we've got no pressure in that pipe whatsoever. Got a little bit of liquid in there. Got no liquid in there yet. Okay, so I need more across. Let's keep getting some more nitrogen through. Yeah, that would count as a blammo. Agreed. That's about what as violent as you would expect while handling liquid nitrogen in this environment. I almost froze myself. Okay, we're starting to get some liquid in here. Ashes! Thank you very much. Thank you for 102 gift subs. Thank you very much. 15 this time, but total. You know what I meant. Pipe ruptures are a blammo, I would say. Okay, we need to drop this down. Getting some more nitrogen into the system. Liquid's in there. I think I'm probably nearly at the point I need to be at. So I want to get to maybe... Because so I'm going to end up with more liquid in here than I currently have, because this will get colder. So I'm not sure where the sweet spot is for the liquids in this at the moment, but I'm just trying to get to at least some amount at this temperature, which means I think I'm done. So let's turn that off and let's disconnect this system and isolate it. There we go. So that's isolated. Now we have our isolated nitrogen cooling loop. Now what I need to do is separate that side and that side. I need to empty out this liquid system and put it into the gas and get all the gas across to this side. No, I need to go outside first, I think. Pipe rupture isn't a blammo? I'm gonna give you guys a poll. Was that a blammo? Of course. Nah, not enough. Tempted to allow you to do meat shield votes on this one, but I think I'll get actual numbers. It's just a small blammo. Just a miniature one. Alright, I will be right back. I'm going to take a quick stretch, and we'll see what that result is when I get back. Oh, okay. I'm seeing some suggestions of some nuance in the blammo scale. You got blammo, all capital letters. You've got blammo with title capitals, is how I know them as, where it's the first letter is capitalized. You got blammo, all lowercase. And I suppose, and I haven't seen this suggested, but you got blammo with an exclamation mark as well. So, Trevornator, I've been sort of flip-flopping between having the music on the BR back screen and not. So there's having it when I'm doing a solo stream and I'm actually going away from the computer, not just stretching. And then there's having it when I'm co-op streaming, say with Shaq, and I know he'll talk while I'm gone. And I've been trying to remember to turn it off when I'm streaming with Shaq, because I know he'll actually provide you guys with entertainment and chat while I'm gone. So I'm like, I don't want to cover over that. With Capac and or TFE, I'm never sure how much talking's actually going to happen. I have had to stitch together streams where, you know, I've run out of recording space midstream, where those two have been literally silent for the 3 to 4 minutes I've been away from my PC. Nothing said. I'm like, how much of your stream would be silent if I wasn't here? So we gotta, I'm like, maybe I should leave the music on for theirs as well. Well, it looks like, of course, got 54 votes. Oh, 55, one right at the end. And nah, not enough, got 20. So, a more mixed spread than I was expecting, to be honest. Find the most chaotic EDM to play one time as a joke. I'm sure Shadow could point me in the right direction. To the most chaotic Euro EDM Euro beats that she knows of. Okay, so I'm thinking go outside and I'll fix the system outside first, then I'll come back in here and fix it. So I'll begin by detaching from the external, from the mains nitrogen supply. So I got a comment on the YouTube VOD about why I wasn't using Nitrous to collect nitrogen. And I hadn't appreciated something about Nitrous. I thought Nitrous was mostly NOS. Apparently it's not. It's actually mostly nitrogen. Which would explain why my ratios of nitrous to volatiles is always wrong. So you get 3 moles of nitrous oxide, whereas with this one, you get 22 of volatiles. So you actually need quite a few blocks of nitrice per volatiles, shouldn't you? It's also why I don't use it to superheat my furnace much. All that nitrogen dulls the extra energy you get from the nitrous reaction. Yeah. Yeah. And a useful, possibly, thing for me to have learned. But I didn't want to set up a full ice crushing system for just nitrogen that I have where I bleed off the NOS. So for now I'm happy enough collecting nitrogen by collecting other useful byproducts. I don't plan on using nitrous for my rocketry. I'm going to stick to the stuff that I am less likely to explode. That being, yeah, I think that would be the smart thing for me to do. All right, so step 1 here is going to be turn this on. Get the extra nitrogen into the system. Oh, there's not much. So we'll turn that off. I'm going to get rid of this. Because that actually needs to be inside now. Clean this up. Ooh. Please don't pop. Good. I didn't think that would have that much impact. Yeesh. Right. So with that disconnected... And I should be able to get rid of these as well. Just thinking what, I'm just trying to remember what I did inside. So inside I've got this gas side connected to the liquid side. So there is a liquid drain, so I can get rid of these liquid drains. That we can do. Condensation valves. To use the correct name, which means I can also get rid of this purge valve. Now we can check the pressure in this system. 600 kPa. Alright. So let's remove this. Start cleaning this up. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave that tank there. And I'm just going to disconnect this system inside. Oh, that bird's loud. That is why it is called a noisy miner. Jerk birds that they are. Horrible mean things, attacking all the nice birds. 3.3, 5 liters, okay. So let's clean this up a bit. Should be safe to do at least that much. Where are we at pressure-wise after that? Can I get rid of more of this? Thought it was a fire alarm for a second. Yeah, I can understand that. 1,090. Oh yeah, we can get rid of this. Yeah, this is the joys of streaming before sunrise. We're now starting to get to sun. Well, I mean it's super cloudy today, so that's why there's not much sun outside. But it's starting to get light now outside, and the birds are now like, oh, I'm gonna make noise now. I think this is enough for me to make some more progress inside. Let's do that. Yes, a minor alarm. No, I love kookaburras. Playground. There is something about waking up to the sound of a kookaburra that just makes me feel... It gives me all those feelings of home. Because... There was a place I lived for a few years that didn't have that, and I always found it a bit sad. But I've always been okay with waking up to a kookaburra. Or maybe not when I was a teenager. Maybe I didn't like it then. that might have actually been a time when I was like, you jerkbird, shut up! I want to sleep in. So I should be able to disconnect this now. And we have isolated the systems. So what I need to do here is then pull that up. Now we need to purge. Oh wait, no, I don't need to purge this at all. No, what I need to do is I need to connect this liquid pipe to this liquid pipe here. And that's it. And then just slowly remove all the external pipes. Huh. Oh yeah. I knew if I just started somewhere, I'd eventually understand what the heck I was doing. Now it's shut up, you jackbirds, I'm trying to stream. Yeah. I've had, thankfully, and I do very much appreciate these comments, more than a few people say, it's just one of those things that you have for your stream. I don't hate it. And it's made me get less annoyed by the sound of the birds. I don't mind it so much with a live stream, because I think with a live stream, as with all live entertainment, you expect some bits of well, that's not perfect, but with recordings it bugs me, especially something that I've got to do a fair bit of editing to. Hearing the birds constantly is that still gets me, still irritates me. Have there been any loss of liquids yet? Yes. Yes, I almost lost my toe. Almost had frostbite. No, Nuki World. No, I do not want a cat to take care of the birds in my area. It's bad enough that Charlie's taken care of some of the birds in my area. A cat would be a lot more horrible. Also, my other half. I was gonna say hates cats, but I think she's actually scared of cats. I think she's actually scared of them. Yeah, Charlie actually has managed to catch a couple of birds. God. Wow, Glitch. Bringing up old pains. How easy is it to catch a lawnmower running downhill? Man, that really hurt. That really hurt. Yes, the wiring layout in the basement is a trip hazard. This is correct. It's going to be better in a minute. Because I can get rid of this. Ta-da! And then we're going to get rid of this bit. Oh, nice, inherited Drake. That's cool. I'm glad that Luke has changed his mind and is leaving the demo up until the early access release. I hope he can make it so that there is a demo anyway, because I think oh, I'm biased, but I do believe that there's benefits to small games in having a demo to allow people to have a no barrier to entry, try the game out thing. Alright, so in theory, this is all now hooked up in a way that it should be cooling things down. So where are we at? We have not enough nitrogen though to have any liquid nitrogen. So I need to get more volume into this side, but we're down to 117 degrees Celsius. What's on this side? 100 degrees. Got some condensation. We got not. I might be a bit light on the nitrogen in this loop as well. Probably better off removing volume in that gas pipe network. Yes. Just thinking, I was doing it to have more storage capacity, but that might have been a false notion here, yeah. Might be better off getting rid of these 3 and forcing it to compress, because that's quite low pressure. Yeah. I was doing it to try and bring more nitrogen across and make it easier to pump it across, which I think I'll still do for now until the system's more full. So we need a pressure regulator going that away on the wall. We've got pipes there, so it's going to have to be high. And where's my labeler? We'll set this to 4950. Oh, if any of you guys know, I read something interesting on the Stationeers Discord that was along the lines of something that Capac wanted, which was there is a shortcut key for turning on the night vision for the robot. And they had used the tweaker mod to make that shortcut key turn on and off sensor lenses. So what I was hoping someone might know is how to make tweaker do that. Because I couldn't figure it out. Because if I can figure that out, I would then teach Capac so that he can know as well. And TFE, because I think it'd be... It's a shortcut that I feel like should be vanilla. It's so useful. And also, like, maybe everyone here would want it? You don't use any of the BepInEx mods, Shadow Drake? Any particular reason, or just don't want to mess too much with your own game? Asking out of genuine curiosity, because I've had some past strongish opinions on using the plugins for Space Engineers, which I still feel is somewhat valid in the Space Engineers case because it's a different thing. But when I use technically minimally secure mods in games like this, although it's all on the... what's the difference? Or in Valheim's case, I really do. It's like, well, I guess there really isn't. But I guess the difference with Space Engineers is that you have the option to have a perfectly safe modding experience by just using mods, or a much safer modding experience with just using mods off the Steam Workshop. But yeah, the validity of that argument, once I realized, because I was just following what people who I thought knew a lot more than me about this take, but they might not mod so many games as I do. There we go. Fix that up that I wanted. Mostly because I'm trying to keep most of the content I show at vanilla settings, plus horror stories on how the BepInEx mods can cause horrible save failures. Fair enough. And yes, as the Space Engineers tutorial guy, I get the desire to keep things vanilla enough that you don't get messed up on what is actually vanilla and what isn't, especially. The number of comments I get during Vintage Story streams from people telling me, oh, you can just do this, and it's like, no, that's part of the... That's part of this mod. No, that's part of this mod. No, no, that's part of this mod. No, that doesn't work. That's part of this mod. And just people in that chat saying all that. It's like, man. I love that that game is so open for modding, but... And it's also cool that the mods are so well integrated that it's hard to tell where vanilla ends and mods begin, but it does make it very difficult to take advice from anybody about anything. Ah, oh, dang it. I think... Oh, wait. Oh, no. It's perfect. That removed exactly the right amount of pipe. Yay! I think something vaguely akin to Build Vision would be cool to have in vanilla, but I don't think Build Vision itself should be vanilla. The way Build Vision is implemented, I don't think should be a vanilla way of doing things. I said in the SE2 context a couple of times what I wish they would do with a Build Vision style of thing. And I think the way to do that there would be to have it's so you pull up your wrist pad. You pull that up every time you interact with something. And you're looking at the information on a wrist pad that's in the lower, like the lower third of the screen. And it flicks through all the information. Same as Build Vision, but just integrated into the game properly. Oh. I wasn't expecting that to be able to work across that wire. Cool. Look at me! I'm learning! I'm using the long segments. Cool. Well, yeah, Fleshcraft, with the tablet being what it is, Stationeers doesn't need... Wow, I've literally taken all of the nitrogen out of there. Okay. Maybe I will need to make nitrous. Oh, but then I have to filter it. I don't want to have to filter it. But nitrous would get me the nitrogen so much quicker. Like 7 times less ice to get the nitrogen. Alright. Hold up. Problem is, I would have to... Oh. No, I just need to pressurize it. I can easily drain this off. Because I'll be bringing it out at 0. The pressure just needs to be 1 megapascal and we'll drain off the... I can just drain off the nitrous. Yeah. Phase filter, here we come. Okay. Let's do that. I know this is going to upset some people, but I don't think I'm going to collect the NOS. Largely because I don't think I have a use for it. It's a much... Like, I know I'm planning on doing rocketry, but the rocketry, as I understand it, is harder with nitrous. So I'm... like, higher risk. Can the nitrous be sold? Sometimes it has to be at very specific temperatures and all that sort of stuff, so... I'm less enamored by that prospect. I don't think Capac will want it for his furnace. You don't need to use nitrous for your furnace. You can use volatiles. And he knows how to use volatiles. I don't think he'll want to. But the amount of nitrous I'm going to bleed off in collecting the nitrogen I need for what I'm doing right now is probably not going to be that big a deal. Anyway. Oh, poop, there's only 25 grams of ore. Well. That is what it is. But yeah, I'm just going to bleed it off for now because I just want to get this system up and running and have a way to use Nitrous to get my stuff. Where is the co-op? Asleep. They are asleep. IRL things meant that I could not stream at the usual time. So here I am. And of the three of us, I was probably the one that most wanted to do this game. The other two are enjoying themselves, but I think it's pretty clear. it's more me. So here I am. And I had some steel plate that I put on there. Steel sheets. Let's get a couple more of those. Got pipes. Got some drain valves. Then I just need a drain. Liquid drain. Oh, I think we can have some fun with this liquid drain. Oh, I think we can really have some fun with this. Alright, let's start setting this up. Well, so the other thing is, I'm host of the session, so they can't play this game without me. They actually can't, because I'm host. So if I'm not here, they can't play. What do you want? Oh, iron sheets. Just... Just don't end this series. I'm trying to convince some friends to play it, but they say it's too hard. It's a tricky one. It's like the start can be hard. And like you guys saw what I did with this series to make it, to adapt things to hopefully be more fun for the other two, but also fun for me. Because for me, I was seriously bored trying to play this on that moon start I did after the terrain update. Because I did it on standard settings so that I could get to the rover quickly. And that was the biggest mistake. I should never have done that. It was such a boring way for me to play because I don't want to have everything provided to me at the outset. But if you're a new player, you kind of need to have that much buffer. And so it's yeah, it's a tricky one to balance getting new people into the game if you want to play with them in co-op. Really tricky. But Crazy Canuck, you don't need to save every scrap of gas on the moon because you've got ice. Did I put... Why am I like this? Let's try that again. There we go. That works a bit better. But yeah, I don't know. Has anyone in chat managed to get a friend that isn't technically inclined interested enough to play Stationeers? Because I'm not sure my experience counts. Being brutally honest about my own experience. Because my experience is has that unique. Well, Capac joins me. Capac and TFE join me because it's stream. So there's an extra. There are other things that make it fun. Funnily enough, your friend who is not technically inclined. I guess technically inclined might be the wrong way to look at it then. Introduced to say it was like oxygen not included. Yeah. Alright. How am I going to maintain this at the correct pressure so that we don't end up with any of this? So if I put in a... If I put in a back pressure regulator here, and I set this to, let's give myself some safety margin, let's set it to 2 megapascals. That won't let any gas pass through this unless this is at 2 megapascals, correct? But I also then need the nitrous to condense, otherwise it's going to get across. Is there any situation... Will this make sure all the nitrous gets out, or could some of it get through? Yeah, it needs to be batched, doesn't it? Yeah, some will get through. That's what I thought. So how do I only let the nitrogen through? I was hoping to avoid needing extra filtration, yeah. Because so the annoying thing about this is I'm trying to remove the bad thing versus my usual way of using phase change filtering of remove the good thing. And that means you get a perfect system, but removing the bad thing doesn't do that. So I think what I need to do is probably use the phase change filtering to get rid of most of it, and then use a filter to get rid of the rest. At which point, should I just have the filter? Yeah, this is where I always get to this point where I'm about to build the thing with a phase change filter, and then remember that I can only use a phase change filter to pull out what I want, not push out what I want to discard. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a filter. There's not much point doing the phase change stuff if I'm just going to use the filter anyway. Well, as I understand it, the ice crusher has to be above 0 degrees anyway, doesn't it? Or can the ice crusher go below 0 degrees? Yeah, melted ices are always 0 degrees minimum. That's what I thought. If you set it lower, it just outputs the gas. I'm beginning to think I should have spent all this time just going out there and mining oxide and water. It only works lower than 0 if you put pure frozen gases in instead of the mined ices. Ah, there we go. That was the piece of information I was missing. How much water do we have? 230 liters. See you, Lizaguru. Thank you for the 300 rainbow unicorns. Have a good one. You know what? What I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna set up this drainage system. We're gonna put some ice in. I'm gonna see if I can batch it just while I'm batching the ice, because I might be able to do that. Because obviously, I'm gonna be putting the ice in here in batches. So manually batching this might be doable, and if I can do it at a small volume, I might be able to do it at a large volume too. If I set up bigger volumes and then I just wait and then I pump it all out once it's clean. Don't I want a passive... Wait. Passive liquid inlet? Do I have to have an active outlet? Does it have to be powered? I'm not keeping the NOS, no. Passive drains on the gas lines might be easier. I am building a nitrous shower, yes. That is exactly what I'm doing. But yeah, true, I could just put a bunch of passive liquid drains, like not even do these, I don't need the liquid pipe. Could just drain it straight off. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Hydration critical.
Yeah, it's a laughing gas shower. Because why not? It's funny. No, I've said numerous times, no, I am not keeping the nitrous. Capac will not want it for his furnace, trust me. Capac is scared of rotors. He is not going to touch nitrous. Unless it could supercharge his rover, then he might. But it can't, so there's just no way. You're dreaming if you think he would. Make a separate meat furnace? I also don't... I've never felt the need to upgrade my furnaces to nitrous. Like, I get plenty, like I've always had plenty of heat without it. So I've never even seen the need to do it. And if I can't even argue to do it for myself, I'm not going to be the proponent to push Capac to do it. I mean, okay, that's a fair answer. A fair option is make some nitrous bombs. So I throw a bottle at him that's high pressured and knock him out. There's some fun there. I can see why keeping it for that would be fun. Regular fuel is more than enough for furnace. I tried nitrous. I ran into more getting pressure issues than heating issues because nitrous burning does not make many gases. Yeah. And that's the thing. You can get hot enough without it. So I honestly, it's one of those things that you would do because you think it's going to be fun to do. Which is most of Stationeers, really. I just don't think I would have fun with it. I think I would be frustrated with it. I think I would run into so many edge cases of things that I can get away with the simpler oxide, the safer oxide or oxygen, that I end up getting frustrated and not actually enjoying the process of setting the thing up. I think that's probably where I'd come down on that. And I know plenty of people do this stuff because they're like, well, I've never done this before, so I might do it. And I do that stuff with space engineers all the time. There are things that I'm like, I've never done this before. I'm just going to do it because, not because there's any reason to, motivation besides curiosity has me. The trouble with TFE's airlock and trying to put nitrous into it, or any airlock really, is that airlocks are places you have your suit on. So it won't work. What I'd need to do is switch their suit bottles to nitrous so that they lose consciousness as they're walking outside. But I feel like that's less funny and more just plain straight up mean. Okay. So we've got the nitrous shower. And then I find out how much... I need to set up a pump so that I can push this into the nitrogen line. And then I find out how much ice I can put in before these pipes overpressure. Because I want to be able to put in a large enough volume that I can dump a bunch in, let it drain off all the nitrous, and then pump it through. Oh, in fact, I think I might put a back pressure regulator here. Because I'd like to leave 2 megapascals in there so I don't have to build that up every time. Yeah, at least a stack. Absolutely. That would be that's my goal. Realistically, I'd like to have 2 stacks per batch, which is going to need some tanks on this, but in fact, I may as well put the tank on now, I suppose. Alright, so... I'll need to go get my ore sensor from inside, get myself some food and some water. Empty out my suit a bit, although I can't use that for storage anyway, so... maybe get myself a mining backpack, since I apparently don't have one right now. Although, what's in my mining belt? Oh, that'll be enough nitrous to work with. Put these away. This has a bit of cleared space. Do we have any iron in there? Yes, we do. Is it worth? Nah, it's not worth getting the hard mining backpack. Standard ones have enough. Yeah, so my plan with the ice crusher is I crush ice. I get the pressure in the system up to 2 megapascals, which should be enough to ensure that all of the NOS liquefies. I then wait till it all has liquefied and drained out. I then turn on the back pressure regulator, which will bring me down to exactly 2. And then I see how many stacks of nitrous I can put in before the system overpressures. No, I want to keep this at 2 megapascals. I do want to keep this at, because I think it's just going to make the system simpler to work with. For me? I forgot my sensor lenses. Dang it! Majestic Dwarf. I do not miss doing referencing for assignments. Good luck with that. Where is my sensor lens? Where did I put it? There it is. I got it. Store the NOS in a tank far away from base so you can overpressure and let it go blammo for the funds. I mean, that's tempting, but I've now set up a shower of nitrous that I think will have plenty of fun to it. I'm not going to mind that because it's in our base. I know we can fill it in, but still. And I think Capac's going to be miffed enough that I've done something so frivolous that it'll pay its own dividends. That's silicon, and here we go, nitrous. Nitrous. Plus, it'll be perfect for a whole bunch of bad puns about it being a funny looking shower. Indeed. Yeah, a likely story. I don't have TeamSpeak open, so I don't have my soundboard. That. Well, this is going to produce... I reckon this will... Even the amount that I've got now should be... Oh, there's some deep. Let's go. I'll grab some gold since we're apparently out of gold now anyway. I think shift drag drop moves all similar items, does it? I'll give that a try. That would be very, very useful for the way I do mining. If that's a thing I can use. today I learned. Nice. I'm using that. I might need some more reminders that that's a thing. But that is nice. Yeah, indeed, Ashes. The shower is no laughing matter. And then the pun pass will, So my idea of that pun pass thing that I put in the chat reward thing was, at least in single player streams, I will try and remember to read them all out, no matter how painful they are. And maybe even ones with Capac, because, well, ones with Shaq, it's a bit harder, or ones with multiple people, it's a bit harder to always keep up that stuff. But oh, apparently there was a hole there. Joys of mining with no lights on. It's so weird that this is actually easier. I never used to do this, but now I feel like this just makes sense. What did you miss that's very nice? If you shift and drag across, obviously while also holding Alt, it moves everything of a similar type. So my method of mining where I keep my jetpack on, instead of switching to the mining backpack, is now made many times more efficient than it used to be, because I can do that. Having to drag everything across to the backpack was always so slow. Nope, need my jetpack on. Yeah, I imagine someone's tried to tell me that before, but in Airtight Drake, I'm glad you told me at a time when it was able to register and I was able to do something with that information. You know what? I'm done with mining. Let's get out of here. Let's see how this goes. Mining is for the mining monkeys once they wake up. Yeah. Sadly, I don't think I'm going to get the mining monkeys today. 273, turn this on. Let's put a 450 in and see what happens. Okay. Aw, there's not enough for it to drain out excitingly. How sad. Does seem like I could put a decent number of stacks through and just let it drain off. How cold is the crusher? It is set to 0, because that's effectively as low as it can go when I'm using mined ice. Not pure ice. And there we go, we've got pure nitrogen. So, let's turn that on. That gets down to 2 megapascals. What? No, where'd the nitrous come from? No! What? Oh, the crusher keeps some in it. That's annoying. How do I deal with that then? I did wait. I waited till it looked like this. I had no idea that the ice crusher was keeping that in it. Now I need to go build a filter. That is annoying. That's an extra step that's going to be a problem. Oh, that's a really annoying extra step. Really annoying extra step. How am I not going to mess that up? Having to turn off the ice crusher every time I use it. Before I turn on the back pressure regulator. That's gonna... I'm gonna have to leave this... I'm gonna have to leave this atmospherics kit set up to make sure that I can drain off the nitrous and filter it out just in case. Dang it. Alternatively, have a pump empty out the ice crusher into that pipe network. Oh yeah, I could do that. Have a pump always on. I mean, having the filter on is a good safety thing anyway, given that I'm working with something that does have failure states that are bad. Should be able to work with that, I think. Helps to have my suit on before I go in the airlock. Make a switch that does both so only one can be on at a time. That would be kind of a cool solution. Certainly have its interesting setup. Okay, let's get this set up quickly though, because we need to drain this off now. Because I'm a little bit worried that I might be feeding the guys some nitrous in their cryo tubes right now. Oh yeah, I have to break this, don't I? Unfiltered. And this is going to be the slow way of filtering too, because I'm filtering off the same network. Blech. Oh well. Whatever. Oh no, I'm out of pipes. That's fine. I just need a vent. Or I can just burst that pipe. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. No, I mean, yeah, technically the liquid nitrogen is disconnected. That's true. That's actually right. You are correct. Because it's, yeah, the actual nitrogen that's liquefied doesn't flow back. So yeah, it is disconnected. Then the filter need a pressure differential. It likes a pressure differential, yes. So it's not going to be as efficient. And it's probably not going to reach 60 megapascals, so I'm just going to go get a vent. And fix it. Is bursting a pipe voluntarily a blammo or not? Ah, see, we're asking the right questions today. I mean, it's 22 degrees Celsius. It's not going to start condensing that soon. But yeah, the condensing will probably burst the pipe eventually. It's true. We'll just do that. Because that's needed. How are we going? 0.2% nitrogen. Nitrous. I'm just going to go inside and just check that that hasn't gone across to anywhere that I didn't anticipate. Just make sure things are looking alright. Oh, a mining charge is definitely a blammo. Mining charge has to be a blammo because, well, yeah, because it has risk of hurting someone. Especially in multiplayer. That's pure nitrogen, that'll be pure nitrogen, so it should just be... Huh. Might have already completely gotten rid of the nitrous before I got down here. So everything down here is showing pure nitrogen. Cool. Hey, 58 Moose. Is shooting a missile at an enemy blammo? Yes. Yes, it is. I am going to take a quick bio break. I will be back in a moment. This time you might get the music. Uh, the conversation in chat about which history is most interesting, bring that up next time Capac's around. Because I would side with Capac on which history is most interesting. And I think there's a very simple reason why I find ancient history more interesting. Because we, instead of talking about what happened in the space of a couple of years, like you would with more modern history, in ancient history you can talk about a couple of 100 years, which means you can condense all the interesting stuff down and only keep the most interesting stuff. And it's so different to us that it, I don't know, to me it feels even more interesting still. Just as a hypothetical, if some NOS did end up in the suit locker pipes for the jetpack and thereby make their way into people's propellant tanks, what would the outcome of that be? Nitrous in the jetpacks would be only really be a problem if... Because the jetpacks are monopropellant. They don't actually ignite the propellant, even though it visually looks like they do. I'm pretty sure they act more like a monopropellant, so it's all pressure-based. So if you've got enough pressure of nitrous, you can just fly around with nitrous. You'll leave nitrous in the base, which will eventually knock us out if you jetpack enough, but it shouldn't be a problem. Oh, I should have come out here with some pipes. Dang it, I need more pipes. Put a pump in. Do I? Wait, let's see. Yeah, I need to rearrange this if I'm going to do that. Even though it's power, the fact that all three of these are blue and we're midday, I think we're okay on power for now. Are the jetpack canisters pressured above the condensation point of NOS? But actually, yes. Yes, they are. So they'd burst. They would just burst. Sorry, I missed that nuance. Yes. Nitrous is liquid really easy at livable temperatures. Yes, so it would burst. Would burst and kill the person, probably. With only you and I, power is probably fine. That's possibly a factor as well. Yeah, I'm using less. That's true. I don't know how much the other two actually use. Like, Capac's got his trading stuff on right now. I haven't turned that off, because I knew it wouldn't probably get turned off. So it's been left on. That hasn't caused a problem yet. Has TFE's miner been running this whole time? I don't know. That I don't know. Oh, need some light. Oh, that makes it hard to see. I think I had some idea of what I was gonna do here last time, but I've now completely forgotten it. And I didn't really, let's be real, I didn't have a plan. I didn't have an actual plan. So... Let's do that. Why not? It's the worst that could happen when TFE gets back next week. I haven't actually ever seen TFE's mining outpost. You are not the only one. I haven't seen it properly either. I don't even know what he's really done with it. Time for a tour? No, I'd prefer to tour when he's there. Because otherwise we have that awkward thing of me having to hold off on saying things that I think he could do differently. Okay. That can go past. Oh, I didn't bring the pump with... What am I doing? Oh man, I didn't even bring the pump with me. Okay, so pump will go in there. We've got a couple of pipe segments here. We might need more just to make this safe so it doesn't explode. I'm not sure. We will find out in a minute. Well, so, I've got two thoughts about needing volume on the crusher side of the pump. I need just enough volume that it can take a full stack and no more. And it can get up to dangerous pipe pressures with that because then the pump has a pressure differential. And the pump can work better. So there's... I want to get the volume just right. I don't know what that is. Yeah, full stack without condensing and breaking. And we just leave that running. Really depends, to be honest. A volume pump can fully empty out its pipe network if it has less volume than its setting. Oh yeah, true. Well, this is half. This can do half its volume. Because it's set at 10 liters and it has a capacity of 20. I get the feeling I'm going to set this network up with a lot more volume than it has. But we'll see. Basically down as low as I'm likely to worry about for the moment. So let's chuck in a 50 and see what happens. Oh, it's fine. The ice crusher got up to 12 megapascals. This barely shifted. Easy. That's up to 4. Let's go again. Stress is staying below 1%. But what's this go? That's up to 18 now. So it's the ice crusher's pressure that I need to watch. So this system's good enough. I think I can go one more. Yeah, I will stop at 48 megapascals. That's probably enough. It's interesting. It's interesting to me that this pipe network here isn't going to a higher pressure. With how high pressure it is inside the ice crusher, I'm surprised the flow isn't faster. Will it warm enough to stop condensing? No. Definitely not at this pressure anyway. The ice crusher has a 10-litre pipe connection. Right. So yeah, it is a slow thing. We don't get enough out of the nitrous for it to ever shower down, sadly, so that's disappointing. Wonder if we get more if I have fewer of them. Fewer drains do I get? Is it likely to... Stress on the pipe's still really low. Just wondering if it would get enough. But no, it's not. Yes, pumps are one-way valves. Alright, let's go the rest of it. May as well try and get most of this through. Though we are up to 29 megapascals here, so I should probably stop. Because this might be where I have to... I'm in a spot of bother. This needs to completely clear to perfectly nitrogen before I turn on that back pressure regulator. I think you need a condensation valve and a liquid tank with a regular valve on the drain if you wanted a visible NOS shower. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So, if I wanted to put more volume in this, I could put it up behind the thing there. Let's go get some more inline tanks. Because I think if I go out collecting nitrous to supply myself with nitrogen, I'm going to collect a decent number of stacks, so it's probably good to be able to process them all relatively quickly. So we'll get another 6 or 9 of these. Oh yeah, pipe meter. I've got a couple of those. Will it clear with the pump there? Yes. That's the idea of the pump. So the pump is pulling everything out of the ice crusher and putting it into that pipe. Then it can sit in that pipe until all of the nitrous drains off. Once all the nitrous is drained off, I can then pump the nitrogen out and use that nitrogen for the liquid nitrogen. And I think I've got enough moles of nitrogen there that this load will actually have been enough. And yeah, the reason I'm using the inline tanks is because I can just fit them within the space that I've got here. I don't have to put a big tank on the ground and that sort of things. And I do not like floating big tanks. Ugh. No. Ugh. Gross. Alternatively, I could have just filtered the ammo. Yeah. How much is there nitrogen in? I can't remember how much I can't remember the full makeup of Martian atmosphere most of the time, for some reason. I think I know why. I think it's because I've modified it so many times. Oh, it's 3%. Yeah. Could have collected a moderate amount out of that. Yeah, that's true. So that's empty now. This is pure nitrogen. Let's put the new pipes on. New tanks on first. So that I can keep things at the pressure I'm hoping to keep them at. When I turn that back pressure regulator on. Alright. Let's just make absolutely sure again. Empty. Pure nitrogen. Back pressure regulator on. Oh, I forgot the pipe meters. Whoops. I do have space and I should use them more. I'm just bad. I'm just bad, that's all. Okay, back pressure regulator's off. Let's get the rest of these done. Making sure we don't overpressure the ice crusher. That went from 23 to 35. So we can do one more. Thank you, Anonymous Gifter, for giving Shadow Drake a sub. Not floating big tanks for what you've been making with Shaq. Oh, don't remind me about the failures of my attempts at submarining. Don't remind me. It's still painful. There you go. All the nitrous is in. So what I could do now is go out and collect some more. 2.26 megapascals. Let's check on the phase change stuff though. So currently, yeah. Currently things are not working out great. We're only at minus 100 degrees on that network. But that is partly because of me putting in hot nitrogen effectively, because it's 20 degrees. The nitrogen condensation chamber isn't set high enough, you don't think? I'll go have a look, because yeah, the temperatures have changed, so it might need to go higher. I set it... Where I set it was to prevent pipe creaking. But I wonder if the pollutants need to get rid of more of that temperature first. Minus 100. No, we're getting liquids. We've got a small amount of liquid nitrogen. We just may not have enough for this temperature range. Shadrach, I don't know what you mean by your gas pipes are pressurized. That's the way you're saying that seems like you're meaning something, but I don't understand. Oh, if my gas pipe... Oh. If my gas pipes are pressurized, that means the condensation chamber's not pulling enough gas out, so it's not condensing enough. I see what you mean. Yep. So let's go... which will hopefully force more liquid into there and improve the efficiency of the loop. There we go. Now it's not. Now it's working. So where are we at? We're at minus 117. How far off are we? Still need a lot more. Oh, I need to turn this on. So I actually need more gas in here. So that's set to 4950, which was correct, because that was, oh, yeah, I need to turn this on. That's going to make this warm up a lot. Oh boy. Only one? But I want lots. But I've got these volumes. Let's remove that. And turn that off for a second. Leave it at 1 megapascal because that's roughly my goal. Let's see this. See if I can understand exactly what you're talking about there. So, if we... So we need to get to minus 145 degrees Celsius. So, come on, mouse. Pressure of 1040 kilopascals. Okay, so I want the pressure just a little bit. I want to maintain the pressure at just high enough that it can liquefy without leaving too much pressure in the liquid tanks, I suppose. So yeah, I can see why that would be. As this cools down. Might, but I feel like I need some flow through first. I'll set it there for now. Because remembering that I've got a heat exchanger for cooling down the nitrogen that's going to be once it's liquefied. So this is heat exchanging with this so that they should get to the same temperature. Yeah, I know higher pressure just means I get warmer liquid nitrogen, but higher pressure also means I get the nitrogen in this system now and have a clearer idea of and make sure that I have enough nitrogen in here to begin with. Because I'm not sure how many moles of nitrogen I actually need, and that's what I was trying to just get in here quickly. Because I wasn't planning on leaving this on long term. It was only going to be on for now, and then the system will slowly cool down with a fixed amount in there. That isn't too much for the liquid pipes. That was what was in my head. Do you need / do you have a way for nitrogen gas to get back to the gas side? No, I don't. And no, I don't. I think. So, by exchanging the heat between the liquid and the gas, the liquid will keep cooling, which means that even if as the pressure goes up, the temperature is going to go down, so it's going to liquefy instead of being a gas, so the pressure will come down. So I'm trying to, yeah, just get enough nitrogen in to begin with, was the idea, and have a clearer idea of how much cooling effect I'm actually having, how close I am to my goal. I'm trying to measure how close I am to my goal, really. I think that's what it boils down to. Minus 98.9. We need to get another 50 degrees cooled, which is a lot. It's a long way to go, but we are making some progress. I feel like the system I have in place at this moment should probably get me there. But man, when? When is it going to get me there? Ugh. Will it get me there in a year? In 2 years? In a day? I don't know. Right, let's check this out. You are empty, so let's turn the pump off. You are pure nitrogen, so let's turn the back pressure regulator on. Oh, there's actually quite a bit of nitrogen in there. Sweet. Remove extra liquid pipe and move on to next project while it cools. Yeah. I'm just gonna... I can leave that running for a bit. Yeah, I'm all good, Des. I'm all good. I'm keeping an eye on the time. Don't worry. I'll leave that as a T-piece, I think. I don't think I need that on there. Yeah, I didn't. Okay. Tidy things up a bit. Just gotta hope that as I remove these, I don't end up creating a situation where the pipe's over pressure. I should check these periodically. 1.87 is fine. And 2.03. Cool. Easy. I know if it reached a certain pressure, it would create liquids, but what I wasn't sure was, am I at the right temperature for it to safely do that? That's what I wasn't sure about. That's why I was hesitant. Let's get rid of some of these things that don't need to be here. Tidy up and pretend that I actually do keep my workspaces neat. At least just put some stuff away over there. Angle grinder. And now I need a wrench. I figure if I do this bit, it looks like I've actually finished the job. Which is important when I come back to this and look at it later after who knows how many weeks and be like, what was I doing here? Do I actually remember any of this? So I've done so many things since. None of it makes sense. Oh, something I did want to bring up today that was mentioned on stream at the time I placed them. So these solar panels, someone actually did some in-game testing to see what the outputs were with different arrangements of solar panels. Let me see if I can quickly find the post. It was on Reddit. And here it is. So, Mars solar efficiency. This is the layouts that they did. Where you got them compacted. You get, this is for 100 solar panels. Getting 44.1 megawatts. And then you've got, I think they mean megawatt hours, because I presume this was, the post said they measured it over a day. What this says to me is two things. One, you can gain a decent amount of efficiency by staggering your panels at least a bit. But the other thing it says to me is I'm not doing too badly by just jamming them all together. So to me, it's sort of sitting in between. It's like, it's a 20% efficiency gain. It's like, that's nice, but not necessary. So it's the sort of thing that I will do, but I won't worry about. If that makes sense. Hey, Shadow. Hey, Stark. Welcome, Raiders. Hope your Factorio was fun. And thank you, Canada. Thank you for 45 months. Oh, that back pressure regulator really doesn't want to push uphill at all. You've been doing the 2x2 offset one in your base just because it annoys you to see the panels shadow each other. The other thing that I thought about that I can't remember from the post, and I'm not going to read it right now, is did they check at different times of the year? Because the results will change as the year progresses on Mars as well. So it's... yeah, I don't know. Okay. I'm going to go inside. We're going to check where the nitrogen is at, because we're not pumping any new nitrogen in for now. So then when we come back and check on it in, like, whenever I get distracted from my next task, we can see what progress has been made. Let's get out of my suit. Ooh, I think I know what I can do. I can start building towards the greenhouse. Getting a corridor, this corridor to continue and connect up. Which means the batteries are going to have to move, the stairs are going to have to be rearranged, and things are going to have to change, but it'll be fine. Short but powerful. Oh, Shadow, that's saying that and phrasing it that way, mate, it's really tempting. Thanks, Lord Draken. Thank you for the Prime sub. I have a feeling that a certain Titan might have made jokes there. Hey! Okay, we're at minus 109 degrees Celsius. We have some liquid nitrogen, but hopefully we'll see this temperature drop. So 109 in the liquid pipe. We'll measure off the liquid pipe, because I think that's going to be slightly warmer than the gas pipe. Yeah, not by much, but it's a difference. I knew what you meant, Shadow. It was a short stream in which you got a lot done. Short but powerful. Yes. That would be the height of accuracy. Cool. 109 degrees Celsius. Let's go have a look at what we could do with continuing this tube and connecting it up to the greenhouse room. Because I think I'd want to replace the stairs. Yeah, I have to replace the stairs. Or maybe not. No. I could add this to the stairs. Yeah. Alright. Let's get some tube blocks if I don't already have some. It's so funny how Capac's light turns off and then the sky gets light. What? Tube small. Oh. I haven't looked at the tube smalls. Interesting. Don't want tube smalls. I want tube bigs. Up there. See you, Shadow. Have a good night. Sensors, logic. Just kind of looking at what's here. There's a bunch of things. There are no tubes, so let's get some. And I should probably go downstairs and smelt some iron because I'm going to need some more. Yeah, I'd really like to get the greenhouse moved, get the plants moved out of the way, and get that cupboard moved out of the way now that we've got, hopefully, soon, proper cryo tubes for healing everybody. Hang on. Can you fit? Oh, okay. There's a conversation going on about cabling, and I don't know where it's referring to in terms of fitting it in a space, so I'll just tap out of that one. This is context that I would have to scroll back a long way in chat to find. A long way. Thanks, Logicon. Thanks for the prime sub. And I think I missed one earlier. Thank you, Worms, for your prime sub too. Ignite. Get me all of the iron. And thank you, It's Big Sexy. Thank you for the prime sub as well. So I'm thinking what I'll do with the tubes is I'll bring them down to where the greenhouse is and make a sort of a side branch off at the same height that they're currently at, meeting the roof of the greenhouse. So you just walk down the stairs and the roof gets further away from you rather than following you down in any way. Because I think in Stationeers that's probably going to be the best way to make it look. And then... Actually, let's do another stack of iron while we're here. Just do another 100. So I keep needing them. Hey, David! Thank you very much for the 2 gift subs. For Rat, Burger, Live, and Little Magnets. That pair of names, I feel like you could see on a Twitch clip name. You know, the Twitch clips have like a collection of multiple words just jumbled together. That feels a bit like reading one of those. Thank you, Ashes. Thank you very much for the 669 rainbow unicorns. I'm enjoying the random numbers you are choosing. I'm gonna shove this on the shelf so that we've got some sitting there. Don't actually know how many more of these I need, but whatever. Be fine. Yeah, let's get some water. Thanks, Saramand. Thank you for the prime sub. And thank you, unidentified flying cheese. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. Words. I need to speak words. Have you asked Capac or someone about the 40k scent candle? No, because I haven't spoken to Capac since yesterday. Have not had chance yet. That will probably be something that can be asked tomorrow. As Capac, TFE, and I are planning to stream some... I want to do another cupola there. I think I'm going to have to move all this ice crushing stuff. But, whatever. Oh, I do need to do another cupola here because I'm going to have a junction because I'm going to have the battery room. Yeah. And I've decided that that's the only way for me to do junctions in this. Is there another way to do junctions? I think it's the most reasonable way. No caps. Wall corner. Oh no, that works. Hang on. Oh, this one wasn't airtight, was it? This one wasn't airtight. That was the problem. So there was a way to do a tight, nice looking curve, but yeah. That's why I did that. Oh, was I using that one? No, because I was trying to do it with a cupola on top, wasn't I? So I was using that, not that. I'm going to try this again. Just because I think I was using different shapes. Oops, that's the wrong one. Is that the right block? No, that looks weird. Oh! Oh, this is for... Right, so you can... Is that meant to be like that? No, it's just a different shape. I don't know where to use that. Where is window? Oh, no, that's... Jeez. There are so many bits under this list. Okay, window round. That's what I want. Just give me that. Yeah, some of them might look cool. I'm hesitant to get too adventurous with it and then realize that I have so many more. I feel like it's more like I'd want to replace some bits later, but I'm also aware of how hard that will be. Okay, so to test this set up. It's going to be annoying to make this airtight, but we'll do it. We'll get there. I'll figure it out. Thank you, Mad Seeker. Thank you so much for the 100 bits as well. Oh, man. Voice going. Print more. More! Yeah, let's put some things away because I don't need to be carrying all this stuff with me. So you go there. You guys go there. Then I will where is it? Need a passive vent. And I have it. Oh, that's right. I have an active vent downstairs. I'm not too fussed about printing off loads of these tubes because we're going to be using heaps of them around the base. So I figure even if I have too many for now, I will still end up using them later. Now, something I was thinking about with these tubes is that the blue light is cool, but the alternative option to make the white light feel less bright would have been to color the floors or the ceiling. So I'm actually tempted to make these tubes dark. Maybe blue or maybe even black, so that when you look up at the ceiling, but I'll have to try that in a few different ways. I think there are going to be a few different things that might need to be done there to make it work, or tried to see if they do work. Okay, don't see any steel frames there. I know there are some outside, but I'm just going to print some because I need a few to make this airtight. Thank you, Beldenick. Thank you for the 200 rainbow unicorns as well. How come some of the items on your shelves look like decapitated toy robots? These ones? I'm looking at it going, what looks like a decapitated? I don't think the deep miner or the modular console displays does. Oh, these ones! The pipe utilities. Valves, robot heads? I think, I'm guessing these, because they're... Are the pumps? Oh! Okay, yep. I see it now. You have a one eye, second eye, mouth, ear, and neck. And now I'm never going to unsee that. Thanks. I think. And thank you, Unidentified Flying Cheese, for the 100 rainbow unicorns as well. Thank you. Thank you. I do like that we all felt that there were so many different potential options there. Like, we find it that easy to find heads. See, what I was thinking was, I misinterpreted the message. I was thinking it's the body of a robot and that it's missing its head, hence the pipe utility. And looking at like things like this. But yeah, that a decapitated robot head, it's 100% the pump. Did devs remove bad gas while painting? Nope. It's still there. You get such a tiny amount when you use the spray gun that you may not notice it. It may delete if you're using the actual proper gun rather than using the spray cans. If you've got a big enough base. But if you don't, then you will see it. The pollutant that's in our base is from me painting stuff. Which was one of the tasks I feel I should probably deal with sooner rather than later, was sorting out that particular issue. Since it was one of my own creation. Okay, so I need... What do I need? I need walls-wise. I need 1, 2, 3... 3. 3 walls. Okay. Once I'm done with this, my plan is to get rid of the airlock. So it'll just be continuous with the rest of the base. Okay, that looks good. Apart from that one. Need to do that bit. Once I eventually figure out how I'm supposed to rotate things. So then if I put the end caps on here. Like so. Then once I put the walls in, this we can test if it is airtight. See if this arrangement works, because I feel like this arrangement would have been a more common arrangement for Wickers to have tested, rather than putting the cupola on the other bits. So we'll see. Is there a transition piece for round to flat? There are some, yes. And I should probably put them in here, shouldn't I? Because otherwise I won't be able to get rid of that wall. This piece needs to go on there. And there. Sure, Daz. I'll believe it. How do you plan to open up between base and new area? I plan to vacuum out new area and then punch hole. That's my usual method. I do it, I keep things fairly straightforward. Just punch hole. But yeah, I vacuum out the space to make that a safer thing to do. Yes, alone today because I started much earlier because I have to finish much earlier. We should have some walls, maybe? Kit wall, there we go, 6 walls, that was enough. Which means I need more silicon, more plastic. I might need to bring the glass too. Now I don't need, I was going to use those, but I don't need to be carrying my mining backpack, so I'll put it away. Don't need to be carrying standard pipes, so I'll put those away. I'm done with frames for a bit, so I'll put that away. And then I got a bit of space. The other two can't come in here unsupervised because it's my game session. And as we know, my PC is probably not going to stay running long enough for them to stream without me. I'm a little disappointed I didn't try and set it up as a dedicated server, but I'm also like the extra challenge of having modded Stationeers with dedicated server. No thanks. I don't want to deal. Raven Templar, I don't have any specific plans around Icarus at this time. Capac and I haven't talked about playing it at all. Yeah, we don't have any specific plans, even though I know it's got a big update, but yeah, haven't planned anything. I'm gonna make these walls, I think. Just regular old walls. Because of the stairs. Now where's gonna be easiest to plug in? I can plug in the active vent. Could do it off the airlock. That's not a great idea. This mains power is probably the easiest. Oh, I could have done this the other way around. With the pipe utility kits. Put the pipe utility kit here because I was like, if I put that in there, maybe I could, but I could do this from the other way so I don't have to stay in here and wait. Kitamaru, do you mean try Vane again? Were you aware that Capac and I played it? And I even played a solo stream before that as well? No plan to go back to Out of Ore yet. I've been keeping an eye on it though. I'm really... It seems like they're doing some interesting stuff with it. Improving the bulldozers and whatnot. But yeah, no plans to come back to it. Nice one, Stuck. Okay, set inward, turn on. Let's see what happens to the pressure in here. It is a room. It's not world, so I think we're good. I'm pleased about that. I didn't want two cupolas right next to each other. I thought that'd look weird. Wow. I think also having a larger volume inside this pipe is helpful because it's keeping the pressure inside that pipe closer to ambient atmospheric pressure. Awesome. I'm gonna be able to punch through in a second. Why place door in front of stairs? Because this was an airlock. An airlock that's gonna be gone soon. I don't think I do need transitions of the cupola. I think I've already got them in place. I've already got the inside of that wall. These are extra walls, so I can remove them. Johnny, everyone gets annoyed at me for this, but I don't care, and I'm not going to change how I do it. I dislike internal airlocks. I dislike having separate atmospheres. The whole base is connected so that you can move around and you can stay out of your suit as much as possible. That's my personal preference. Because I think it makes the game more fun. I would, in an environment where things are popping occasionally, I might do things a bit differently, but yeah, generally speaking, no. I'm gonna build some suspense. take a quick bio break, and come right back, and then we'll pop this open. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So I just realized something. I don't. As much as I do love having everything combined into like free-flowing spaces that we can connect, there is a limit at which Stationeers doesn't like that, so we do need some internal doors. So I'm gonna have to think about how to use these tubes in ways that let me actually put a door in. And I'm not making them 2 blocks wide does not really make that super feasible. Use hanger doors? Maybe. Maybe could have hanger doors on... Yeah, they're still pretty bulky. Well, it shouldn't be an issue yet. The base isn't big enough. But it may become an issue later. So. I'm going to save the game. Just in case what I'm about to do is unrecoverable. But what I've got on the other side of that wall is the other piece, like this orange bit you can see there. So it should be provided, it should provide this all as airtightness in a second. Hooray! We're safe. Also, my CO2 system needs to move because it doesn't work anymore. There we go. Capac's gonna have to find something new to complain about once we move that through. Yeah, look, this is off. I'd turned that off before I went on my break. Let's rip these out before they get opened by someone the wrong way. And that someone could easily be me. $71 kPa. I think I might need to pump some more CO2 in here before I pop through, because that room's quite large. There two can go. No, I'm gonna double wide this stairwell. Let's go make a stair. I'm gonna make it nice and open. Is CO2 or nitrogen better for bulking out an atmosphere? In this case, I would say CO2 because that means it's fine for the plants. I don't know how I feel about this cutting into the main corridor. I think I need to move the stairs into like there. And build this out. I think I'll do that. Yeah, I think that'll be better. But yeah, we need to disassemble this. I'm gonna move this down. I think. Ooh. I was going to move this under the stairs, but I don't think I'm going to. I think moving it under the stairs would be a big problem. Because how would I get under there? I need my spacesuit to go into the, the next room. I think instead we'll have it as a feature in the place where it's actually going to be needed, which is our greenhouse. Stairs come down there, so we can go that. I think what I might do as well, if this will let me, but I don't think it will. I think I need to go outside to do this. It's going to put an extra wall on the other side to try and mean that I can get rid of these windows behind. Have some more just wall at ground height. Yeah, I think this is where I'm going to have the filtration for the time being. So I'll go with that outside. I'll make a platform out there so that I can build the other bits. So unfiltered needs to go back outside. We can go out this way as well. And the filtered just goes straight into the air. I didn't bring the passive vent with me. Kit door floor hatch. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to look at the floor hatch to see whether that would actually be a thing I'd use. The thing that's making me hesitate about a floor hatch is there's part of me that assumes said floor hatch will not be very smooth to walk over. Which will have a bump. So I don't really want to have a bump. Not in the main corridor, anyway. Main corridor feels like the place where you really don't want to have a bump. Okay. That's dealt with. Hey, so I've thinking for 75 months. How's the peace and quiet? It's peaceful and quiet. I've done one thing that that there's some debate about. It's a disputed blammo. Let's call it a disputed blammo. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to link that to this pipe. I'm going to put this there. Yeah. My thinking here is this way I can store up some CO2 and we can get a proper CO2 storage later, but for now, it might do something. Oh, I agree with you guys that it was a blammo. I agree, but there was some dispute, so hence disputed. Whether those people were overwhelmingly overruled or not, still disputed. I mean, a 75% for something like that isn't... I don't know, in this context it feels less convincing. It is an interesting stairway into a wall at the moment, this is true. We got steel frames. Got walls, yeah, got all the bits. So I'm thinking I'll get this wall in, then I can put the transformer for any of the functional stuff that's going to be in here on that wall. That was my thinking around this plan. The wall to block those windows. That is. I feel bad, I actually woke up at 5 AM and I could have been watching then. Here's me thinking you wouldn't have started that early. Yep. So yeah, both of these should just be passive vents, but I should probably put them in separate cube spaces. For raisins. Oh, that's too long. Don't know how much it actually matters for a filter setup like this, but in theory, I'm putting regular non-CO2 gas that's then mixing with the CO2, so it could make it slightly less efficient. I was going to put 2 walls there, and that means plastic. Means I can remove the ones on the other side, but let's get some heavy cable down here first from the mains line. So that's power producing, so I need to not branch from that. And instead, these batteries are going to have to move, and that's annoying. I didn't line them up thinking about the tube corridors. So I think what I'll do for now is just do this. No, I disagree that the inlet fan should be active. I don't need that much pressure. I know it has benefits, but it's just like, it's a lot of extra power usage. I'm going to go across the middle of the floor to make this less likely to get in the way of things. Always putting things on the corner is a problem. And something that creates some issues for me with other stuff. Go there, and then we'll go up one. And we go across. Turn off the light so I can actually see. And that should do it. Now I should be able to build everything else from the inside. At some point I'm gonna need to get some point soon, I should say. I'm going to need to get myself the spray gun so I can paint things, particularly all the pipes, because there are so many miscolored pipes that oof. Oh, dang it. Yeah, I'm going back out. Just realized something. The inlet pipe should have a pipe utility kit on it, so I can get a bit of extra volume. Inlet is this side. There we go. Wouldn't it be smart to paint the heavy cable? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There are a bunch of things around here that are that are not labeled, and that I should really start labeling. Yes. Yes, Fleshcrafter. The order of operations should be get pollutant filter for base, then make spray gun. True. Alright, so... do I need anything else on the other side? I need a transformer before I go through the airlock. Transformer, I've got enough cable. That should be all, so that I can start filling it with a bit of CO2 before I pop the wall, because 77 kPa, that room is quite large, even given the size of the cryo room. I'm a little worried we'll drop below safe plant pressures if I don't prep a little bit. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And that. Angle grinder. Oh, stomp. Wall goes up. And there we are. Easy. After replacing the pipe, the filtered substance could be pollutant and... what? Not sure what you're talking about, Veronik. This is quite a simple thing that is intended purely to bring some CO2 into my base. and try and pressurize this room a bit before I pop things open. How's the station power? Last I checked, the big batteries was still pretty much full. 2 big batteries. So that's okay for now. I figure... Oh, weird. Hadn't noticed that the storm does jank to the tubes before. Weird. Oh well. If Capac was a transformer, he'd be Cup. Grumpy old man, but tells great stories. Yeah, fair. That's fair. I can't find a hole in your logic there. Now, how full should I bother letting this get before I pop it? I feel like I should have at least a few kilopascals. Which transformer would Shaq be? Jazz, Blur. And they came out really quickly. You know what? Let's do it. Pop this sucker. See what happens. Gotta live dangerously sometimes, right? Alright. That's right, there's a hole there. I need flat walls, because that's what I'm making the floor out of. We'll just watch to see if the pressure drops too much, because it might. We might need to find my belt and drop some oxide in here. In fact, I'm going to drop it anyway. These guys have any in theirs? Oh, that's their backpacks. That's their old backpacks, right. Or that's right, their mining belts might be in the other... in their little lockers. Tool belt. Headlamp. Oh. Oh, yep. Hard mining belt. Oh! That gold I mined. Nope. I don't know where these lockers aren't big enough. And neither of them told me that they aren't big enough. Okay. This actually looks like it's going to be not a problem. Pressure in here is already up to 38. I think we'll be okay. I'll just leave the CO2 filter on. And let's go check on our nitrogen and see. It was at minus 109 before. Let's see where we're at now. Da 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 da. Ooh, minus 146. Very nice. That's cold enough. They're green. They're green.
Hunger caution.
Capac is healed. I did it. I did the thing. Oh, weird, they get wibbly inside now. Now they've got the liquid nitrogen. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Nice. I think that is a great note for me to wrap things up for now. I'll be back tomorrow with Capac and TFE. doing some approximately up and learning how to make things together. We might give ourselves some restrictions for using more direct controls and the like, but we'll see what fun we can have with that. So yeah, next time, there's that. Tomorrow, and then next week, Capac won't be here, but TFE will be. So we'll have 2/3 of the crew out of their pods next time. We're playing some Stationeers. But yeah. Check the Twitch schedule for the stream times this week, because they're a bit different and they're a bit weird. And some of you have gone on to daylight savings, so that makes it weird. I don't change my time zone until April. So yeah. But yeah, there's going to be a few odd things this week and possibly a little bit next week. Otherwise, just check the schedule and hopefully it'll all be there. And I will hopefully catch most of you tomorrow. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. They might not die. Yes, they might not die. Okay, have a good one, everyone. Bye.